Pretty cool, Shohei Ohtani, the best two-way player in baseball in the home of Babe Ruth tonight. That's a really cool story. But, yeah, here with Mark Gubicza, 14-year veteran in the big leagues, big league pitcher. And, Gubi, you get a chance to see Shohei every day, obviously. Most people don't. What amazes you about him?
By the way, awesome being on here with you, Ben. Man, you are the best.
I appreciate it. Good to see you.
Shohei, I mean, every day I almost have to pinch myself, man. I mean, what he's doing on the mound and what he's doing at the plate. I joked around with David Cohn. You know David Cohn real well. We would always say, the same thing. The day after we pitch, we could barely move. We're running in the outfield, maybe playing catch. He's hitting a 98-mile-an-hour fastball the next day and hitting about 450 feet. He's hitting on the day he's pitching. He's hitting like 387 right now, with a couple doubles and
on the day he pitches.
On the day he pitches.
Like
how do you do that?
Yeah, how does he balance his time? So most guys, I mean, he's sitting over there right now having to go through the Oriole starting lineup and the batting order to figure out how he's going to attack each batter. But he's also got to study Grayson Rodriguez, the opposing starting pitcher, because he's got to hit against him. How does he balance his time between doing both?
That's a great question. I've asked that a number of times. I said, what do you do? He preps and works out, and he sleeps. That's all. I said, you're like Sam Perkins, a basketball player for the Lakers back. That's all he does is sleep and prep for every single game, and that's what he'll look up there and he'll see what Grayson's going to throw up there, first batter or so of the game, and then there's times the crazy thing is he'll see what he's throwing and he might even use that pitch for his benefit while he's on the mound. We call him the creative one because some days he doesn't throw his slider or even a sweeper, till like a couple batters. And then he doesn't throw his curveball. And then he doesn't throw his splitter. But then there's other games where he'll throw 20 sweepers in a row. He'll throw his curveball, a splitter. And then you wait around for that 101-mile-an-hour fastball. And you see hitters just walking back. And then he'll mix in his sinker, which out of nowhere he started using that last year. So many pitches he throws. He fields his position exceptionally well, and he's never off balance in his delivery. We know how that goes sometimes. We're falling all over the place. He's always in perfect position when he throws the ball.
It's been said that if he wasn't a pitcher, as athletic as he is, he could be a big league center fielder. Do you agree with that? I mean, is that how athletic he is?
I mean, he was the fastest going from home to first in baseball last year. Here's a guy that played over 150 games, pitched about 28 starts, yet he was the fastest home to first.
Amazing.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense, does it? But, no. I mean, this is the way, and it's under control. I played with a guy, Willie Wilson, had the same type of strides. And Bo Jackson we say he was loud going down to first base. Willie Wilson and Shohei Ohtani just kind of glide, but they get there so fast.
Speaking of his pitch repertoire and that sweeper that you mentioned, seems like he's using it 48% of the time. And for starting pitchers, he's using it more than any other starting pitcher. But this is what was amazing to me. Look at the horizontal break of his sweeper, 16.8 inches. The big league average on that pitch is 8.4 inches. So it tells you why he's been so dominant. Opposing hitters are only hitting about 136 off of that sweeper. That's how good he is. It's a pretty new pitch for him, something he really picked up last year.
Yeah, he started throwing it last year. We used to think, okay, wait a minute, he's taking something off his slider. We would always say, you can manipulate a slider as well as any pitch in baseball as far as a pitcher, because you can throw it harder, almost like a cutter, or you can have that bigger break or horizontal or vertical. But the horizontal break, you mentioned that, it's so much better than the average one. He throws it a lot, too, though. There's times where he's given up 3 home runs on that pitch this season, but the only time they've ever been able to square it is when he throws enough of them and gets the middle of the plate. Now, he gets a lot of swing and misses, which is still pretty hard to believe in zone. You don't see that too often. Usually you're trying to get hitters to expand and swing at non-strikes, but he gets a lot of them in the zone to get a swing.
That's what's amazing to me. This is a guy, as you mentioned, that could be up to 101 tonight. Fastball is going to average 97, 98, but yet he throws this pitch right here about 48% of the time. But he seems like such a good athlete. He picks up pitches really, really easy for me. And here's another question I got for you. Can he just be one of the guys? Like, he almost seems like a rock star. You know what I mean? Can he get out of the hotel and walk around town, or is it just shutdown time for him?
We always say it's like, the Beatles walking into town, the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger, or a movie star walking around Hollywood. He doesn't do a whole lot. He stays in his room. Like I said, he sleeps a lot and he works out. When he gets to the ballpark, that's when you have your chance to have, conversation with him. And he's really funny, by the way. Really, really funny.
That's what I was going to ask. How's his sense of humor? And he seems like a big, when I see the highlights, he seems like a big kid. He enjoys his teammates. He has a good time. Even though as busy as he is, he seems like he enjoys the game and enjoys his teammates.
He has a blast with Patrick Sandoval. Those guys, if you ever watch them, they're always messing around together. And he loves Stranger Things, which I think is pretty cool. All these little things like you find out about him because his personality is really, really good. But yet, when he's on the baseball field, the focus is unreal. And he's shown a lot of emotion now, whether it's a big strikeout or a big hit. You see him doing that. I love that. I love guys showing emotion out there.
That's cool. Rob, there you have it. I mean, you got one guy in Shohei Ohtani that is a real ace, a real number one, and another guy in Grayson Rodriguez that's trying to be one.
Absolutely, Ben.
This man is the man right here. He's the man.
Ben is the man.